welcome all of you to my YouTube channel Animals and Pets with Partha. Well, today I'm going to talk to you about a very, very serious issue. That is responsible pet ownership. The responsibility of a pet owner starts with responsible buying. When you decide on a pet, which whatever it may be, for in this case we are going to take the case of dogs, because dogs, as as we all know, and I sincerely consider that is the number one pet in the world among all other pets. It could be horses, but not many can have horses. You can't have horses in apartments and houses and things like that. So there are very few people who would be keeping horses. Then comes after this, dogs would by far supersede any other pet around the world. So let us take the example of dogs. But in any other case also, responsible pet ownership starts with responsible decision on buying the right pet, and also responsibility comes as soon as you buy. It comes on that how you propagate or how you maintain that others also follow a certain responsibility that should be shared by all pet owners across all pets. It could be dogs, it could be cats, it could be horses, anything. Well, please stay with me till the end, because this is going to be very, very important, and especially for dog owners. Now, when a person goes to buy a dog as a pet, what happens is he thinks that supposing I buy a male or a female, whatever, I have of course elaborated on dogs, males and females, the advantages and disadvantages of both. So let us now leave it on to the people who are going to buy maybe a dog, maybe a bitch. You have decided. Now, where to buy from? Now, it is an established fact that people want to go and buy from pet shops. That is 99% of the people have decided. So, however much breeders across India, in fact, whatever they breed, means whatever quality of dogs they might be breeding, even if they complain that the pet shops are selling, or is the dealers and all that where people should not buy, well, that is not going to hold, because the fact is that we have got used to seeing, touching, buying. When you go to shopping malls, today you don't go to individual shops. You go to a mall, you see whatever you like, and impulsively you buy. You may not have any requirement. You may just go, we are going to the mall for a visit, and then you land up buying several things. So it is the vision. You go to see, you go to touch, and then you go to feel, and then you go to buy. So that is possible when you go to a pet shop and you see all these sort of puppies, and then whichever appeals to you, any breed. But then what I would suggest, that you please be aware of each breed before you buy a breed. Not that you buy it and then start thinking, because the facilities that you may have may not be sufficient for all types of dogs. You may live in a one-room apartment and you buy a Saint Bernard, or you live in even a German Shepherd, even a Labrador. It's too big to be kept in one or two room apartments, unless you are prepared to take the dog for exercise every day. Now, of course, every day means you will have rest days and you might skip a day here and there. But in general, you've got to take exercise that dog. Otherwise, you cannot keep a big dog in a small apartment. So all these things taken care of. Now comes when you're buying. Now, a lot of people have plenty of money, they have space, whatever, they have decided. And they like to buy a pair. It means not necessary that you have got to find a mate for your male or a mate for your female Labrador, Doberman, Great Dane, whatever. Or maybe a small dog. Because then what happens is, you think it is, it's normal or it is a physiological need. But then what happens is, you are going to produce a lot of unwanted puppies that you will not be able to dispose of them yourself. So what you do is, either you gift them away because you may have a lot of money, you're not interested to sell dogs, or you call a dealer. If you don't want to gift it, you call a dealer and take them out. He pays you, a fraction of the money you might have bought for your dog for, and those are the dogs that go to the pet shops. So all these pet shops, they're not breeding their dogs. They're buying it from people. And they would be interested in more and more unwanted puppies, purebred or crossbred or whatever. They can put in their shop, and there you go, you see, you feel, touch and buy. And other things you may have a replacement policy in things, but for livestock there is no replacement. When once you buy, the deal is over. Once you take it out of the shop or you're out of the cage and take it to your home, and then you can't come back and return it. Nobody does it. So keep that in mind. So when you're going to buy a pet, you are in a disadvantage because you cannot have it returned or you cannot have it exchanged unless the dog is either maybe defective or there's something that was concealed. So, but all that also will start with proper documentation. Usually the pet shop owner will just hand over the dog, take the money, put it in his pocket, and end of the story. But you must be a responsible owner. You must take some sort of document from that owner. Nowadays, as I have told you before, I have episodes on registration papers of dogs. There are several clubs who are registering. Well, I wouldn't name them, but there are quite a few, maybe 4 or 5 clubs. But they're all private registries. Every one is a private registry. There is no sort of government registry. Municipalities may have a registry for registering dogs and cats and other pets, and they take a fee, and you have to give them vaccination certificates, and they issue sort of a paper which certifies that you have a vaccinated animal that is recorded in the municipal books. But then, as a responsible pet owner, you must take a documentation from that seller on the spot, on the time of buying. And that you can avail today of the online facilities available at animalworldregistry.com. animalworldregistry.com. So once you go into there, you have register any pet. There you go into the registration form, some simple things have to be filled up, and there you have the print it out, and there you have a place verified. So let that seller stamp and sign it that it's been sold by him. And that the form, of course, will have a place where the seller's name or the breeder's name is there, and also their numbers, So all this is very, very necessary. Then once you register a dog, you can record its pedigree, which is also important because you don't want to inbreed. As you know, inbreeding and continuous inbreeding is going to develop a lot of faults in your animals, because it is going to double up in all the faults and will have genetical and hereditary defects that will, you may have crippled dogs, you may have or you might buy a small puppy and, it looks cuddly and nice, but you take home, it has hip dysplasia that you realize later on, then you have other problems. You have lots and lots of other problems, maybe deaf dogs and, blind dogs and things like that. So you like to avoid that. So please don't buy a pair unless you want to be a breeder. And if you want to be a breeder, then don't buy a pair at the same time, because most probably they will sell you two puppies from the same litter. They have different colors. They might tell you the seller is not interested. They want more and more people to, breed puppies that they can't manage themselves, and they know that a Doberman or Boxer or whatever, these big dogs are going to have big litters, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, doesn't matter. It can be any number. So 10, 12 or 8, whatever, all these 8 dogs, what will you do with these puppies? Once they start growing and they, shitting and urinating everywhere, then you get worried and you want to get rid of it immediately. You call the market player or the people who sold you this dog, and you say, please take them away, and then he offers you a small token, small little money for all the puppies, and he takes them. You are relieved that at least you sleep in peace, that I don't have to clean shit from tomorrow, dog shit from tomorrow morning. But then those dogs are going to be in cages, they are unwanted, they're sold at cheap prices. Of course, the sellers are going to make profit, and end of the day, you have every 6 months, your dogs will be, that bitch will be breeding, and it is going to be telling on that health, that it will be health issue for, because every 6 months is going to keep producing 7, 8, 10 puppies, and then it's hard work, rearing them up, and then they just fill the market, unwanted, and that's how most dogs, you land up buying triple dogs from the market, because they don't have any record of pedigrees. And the point that I want to make, if you really want to be a serious breeder, buy one, maybe just to be sure, if you want to buy from pet shops alone, then buy one today, maybe buy the next one a couple of months later. So they are not from the same litter at least, because those people are not going to give you, pedigree certificates, because very few want to maintain them. And though it is so easily available on animalworldregistry.com, so keep that in mind. Animalworldregistry.com is the only answer for, it's very, very, very economical. It's only 99 rupees for registration and for recording of pedigrees. And also for transfers is only 99 rupees. So please don't buy from anybody without documentation. Please record their pedigrees, and if you breed, definitely have your papers generated online, and each paper is only going to cost you 99. So if you have 2 dogs, both registered, then you just have to use their pedigrees to make the puppy's pedigree. So it's very simple. Once you go through the forms, you know exactly what you're getting.